up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down.
You are listening to Pizain's podcast.
I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna
Welcome to another episode of Pizain's podcast. I am your host, Pizain the Pizain. Before we get started, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and download our podcast on all platforms that you listen to your podcast on. We're on all of them. If you don't find us, well, try a different one. We'll be on that one. Social media, we're on there too. X, TikTok, and Instagram. Give us a follow, give us a comment, let us know you're out there. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, this Saturday, we're going to record it. Three bozos. You got me, Pizain the Pizain, Hobby Boz, and Brooksy Boy. Who knows what we're going to get into this weekend. Bunch of wild and crazy guys. So, I'm going to make this one short and sweet. My wife, well, I don't have my soundboard ready, so I'm not going to do it. My wife is going to a wedding in the southern tip of Illinois. So she's flying into, St. Louis, I believe. And she has to be at the airport at 6. No, she has to be there at 4. Her flight's at like 6. So she's going to be up at like 2 because women can't just, wake up and spritz off real quick and go out the door. They got to put their face on and do their hair and a bunch of other stuff, I mean, if it was me, give me like 30 minutes to go poop and I'll be ready to go. But I don't know. Anyway, but I feel for her. And she is such a good wife. She is not making me drive her. She actually is going to drive to her friend's house and they're going to go from there. And so there's nothing worse than airports. Driving to them, getting there, waiting, flying. I'm not a big fan of flying. I wouldn't say I'm scared of flying. It just sucks, Unfortunately, my wife is terrified of flying. It's her top fear. That and cockroaches. So, yeah. And it's just so early, the bars aren't even going to be open. She can't even get a drink. Poor her. So it's just going to be a boys' weekend. Me, the little one, the toddler, my son, and the dog. All 3 guys weekend. Then I'm doing the Three Bozos podcast with the guys. Just a lot of dick. A lot of dicks everywhere. Swinging left, swinging right. Testosterone abound. There you go. So, anywho, on to the news. Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White bids an emotional goodbye to Pat Sajak. Ahead of Pat Sajak's final episode as the host of Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White paid an emotional tribute to her co-host of more than 40 years. On Thursday's episode of the beloved game show, White honored Sajak's work and their friendship with a video segment that featured clips and photos tracing their collaboration from the 1980s to the present. She says, "I love you, Pat," with a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, 1982 is when they started Wheel of Fortune. What do you think the chances are the two of them have banged? I'd say it's pretty good, right? Like, they have definitely had sexual relations with each other at some point. Over the years, it always came on at 7 o'clock, and then after that came Jeopardy. I always preferred Jeopardy. 7:30, got Alex Trebek, love Jeopardy. 7 o'clock, maybe like 7:15, he's flipping through the channels after dinner and you see Wheel of Fortune. You know what that meant for me? That meant, oh, Jeopardy's going to be on in 15 minutes. That's cool. But the thing about Wheel of Fortune is you wait till the end. the best part about Wheel of Fortune is that last little one that they do, you know, and then they give them the good letters already. So then they have to pick like the weird fucked up letters that nobody ever picks and hope that that hits. And then my favorite's like when none of the good letters hit and none of their fucked up letters hit, and there's just like one letter up there. And you're just like, dude, you're so fucked. You're not getting this. And then once in a while, somebody will still guess it. And you're just like, how the fuck did you pull that out of your ass? Well, playing along with them sometimes is kind of fun. That's the whole reason we watch game shows, you know? Play along, you know, see how you would do. But the thing is, you're doing it from the comfort of your home while they have all the pressure of all of those staring eyes upon them. And sometimes you see some pretty, well, you're like, you call them an idiot, but they just freeze. They don't know what to do. They can't think of simple things. So, well, it looks like he's on his way out, which is good. Last time I saw him, he was looking pretty rough. He's getting old. Time to hang it up. Though Vanna White is going to stay on for another couple years while his replacement, who other than Ryan Seacrest. The guy, basically his whole career is taking over for iconic people. He did it with what was it? Rockin' the Dick Clark Rockin' New Year's Eve. Took that over. He took over one of the morning show. Was it Regis? I think he took over Regis' spot for a while. And now he's taking over Pat Sajak. Ryan Seacrest is so fucking rich. He doesn't have to do anything. I don't even know why he does these little side gigs. He made like $1 million. I think he was a big producer on the Kardashians. He made $1 million fucking dollars, more than $1 million, millions of fucking dollars doing that. So, you know what? I am curious. Let's do a little search of how much Ryan Seacrest is worth. Well, Google says $450 fucking million. That is a lot of money. $500 million. And he's like, oh, I want to go do Wheel of Fortune. Man, there's like $1 million. Dude, if I had that much money, first off, I'd have houses in like every fucking state except for California. California kind of sucks. And then, yeah, you know, I'd just vacation and travel a lot and do other things. I would have so much time to do my podcast. And then you guys would be saying, Pizain the Pizain, you have $450 fucking million. Why are you doing a podcast? Well, for my love of the podcast. Ryan Seacrest doesn't seem like he loves anything except for being in the spotlight, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Ryan Seacrest taking over Wheel of Fortune. I probably won't be watching it. Then again, I don't watch it now anyways, so. Oh well. Oh well. Well, I don't really have many other stories. There's a lot of stuff that went on today. Yeah. Well, we could go over to my little 1440 news feed and see what that one says. Well, what's going on there today? We have the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Today marks the 80th anniversary of the Allied invasion of Nazi-occupied France during World War II, the largest amphibious assault in history. President Joe Biden and dozens of heads of state are slated to attend commemorations along a 50-mile stretch of northern France. Nearly 200 veterans, whose average age is 100, will be present. I did hear that one of the guys is like 101. He died on the way there. That just kind of sucks, but I mean, if you live to be 101 after fighting in World War II, I mean, I think you're pretty far ahead. Yeah, you did a good job. Good for you, bud. Starliner in space. Boeing Starliner astronauts are set to dock at the International Space Station today at 12:15 p.m. after yesterday's marked the company's first successful launch to outer space. Aboard the Starliner capsule are two veteran NASA astronauts, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams. For the next 8 days, Wilmore and Williams will join 7 others at the ISS and deliver a replacement pump to fix the station's urine processor. You know, every time they do that, it seems like it's like fixing something where they piss and shit. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. This comes as NASA has outsourced transportation to the ISS to SpaceX and Boeing, SpaceX crew. So Boeing's trying to like compete with SpaceX on space shit. So that's cool. NBA Finals tip-off. Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks face off in Game 1. I couldn't even tell you who plays on these teams anymore. I mean, these names sound familiar. Luka, whatever. Everybody just calls him Luka. And Kyrie Irving. I hear the names a lot. I guess they're like the best in the league now. I mean, when I think of the Boston Celtics, I think Larry Bird, and then later you had Kevin Garnett and those guys. And Dallas Mavericks, forgot the guy's name. What was his name? Big, tall, goofy, white guy, power forward, could sink threes all day long. I already forget his name. I got a couple of buddies that are going to rake me over the coals for that one. Oh well. Basketball sucks. Basketball sucked for a long time. But hey, the finals are tipping off. So there you go. Neuroscientists identify molecule process in the brain that promotes opioid addiction. Same process which adds fat cells around neurons to help signal move faster is involved in learning new skill. So when you learn a new skill, it's similar to addiction. I guess that's pretty cool. You learn new things every day. The brain is a weird thing. You got synapses flashing, and you know, I have a couple of friends. They got pretty smooth brains. One in particular is on the internet. His name is Prey. Researchers discover major cause of inflammatory bowel disease. 95% of patients with the condition shared genetic mutation, causing white blood cells to release excessive inflammation. Microsoft unveils AI platform capable of modeling global weather and air pollution while providing predictions in minutes. Model is comparable to Google's GraphCast platform. Oh, technology is going to leave us all behind one day. I long for the days where you would go out into the woods with a spear and chuck it at a woolly mammoth. Take the meat home to your tribe around the fire, wearing its skin upon yours to keep you warm. Now we have AI platform capable of modeling global weather and air pollution. Oh, our ancestors they probably freak out. They would think it's evil magic and kill us all as heretics. Canada becomes first G7 country to cut interest rates, reducing rates from 5% to 4.75. All right, America, now follow suit. I want to buy a new house already, get rid of this old, it's a fine house, it really is, but I want my land. I want land. I want to live on the water, one of those, or both. I don't know. I'm pretty good with my investments. I might be able to pull them both off. But I can't do it at 8% interest rate. Get me down to the 5s, the 4s. Hell, even the 3s. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Uh, yeah, we don't got too much else going on. Let's move on to oh, there's a gangster film. Pinky Blinders has been officially announced. So they're going to make a movie, a Peaky Blinders movie with Cillian Murphy. That should be good. Everyone likes Peaky Blinders. That was a good show. Thought it kind of ended weird. I don't even remember how it ended, honestly. Seemed like one big blur that last season. But hey, they're making a movie, so that's cool. Qatar Airways tops list of best airlines in the world. That's great. Too bad Qatar sucks. And let's do, I think we've come to that time today in history. American founding father Patrick Henry dies. He's one of the ones you don't know because he doesn't have a funny name like John Hancock. Securities and Exchange Commission established, the SEC. That was in 1934, and go fuck those guys too. D-Day allies began Normandy invasion, 1944. We talked about that already. Bobby Kennedy dies in 1968. I remember yesterday we talked I think we did, Day in History, about him being shot. He lasted a day and then he died. And then actress Anne Bancroft dies in 2005. And we have a little quote from Anne Bancroft. Slowing down reminds you that the journey is supposed to be fun. Well, let's all slow down and let the words that come from my mouth wash over you and remind you that the journey we take from second one to when I click stop on the recorder is supposed to be fun. And that fun you have can be reciprocated with not forgetting to follow, subscribe, and download our podcast. You can find us on all the platforms that you listen to your podcasts on. My personal favorite, Spotify, but if you like Apple Podcasts, that works too. iHeartRadio, sure, why not? Follow us on social media. We're on X, TikTok, and Instagram. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. Let us know you're out there. We really appreciate it. And don't forget the big show on the weekends. 3 bozos, Pizain the Pizain, Javi Bose, and Brooksy Boy. Well, that's all I have for you today. See ya.